This evening, the government of Guyana reconsiders bids for the sale of the Marriott Hotel following the passing of the highest bidder. Get updates on the potential reassessment, the bid, and the government's approach to ensuring a fair process. Next up, the Minister of Health reports a decline in dengue cases despite an early increase this year. Learn about the country's efforts to combat dengue, the warning signs, and the importance of seeking medical care. Then, the Ministry of Housing successfully relocates over 190 families squatting in various areas. Hear about the government's process in addressing squatting issues, providing new homes, and improving living standards. Also, a life sentence was handed to Orlando robbers for the sexual assault of a minor. Got the details on the court proceedings, the sentence, and the judge's remarks on the severity of the crime. And later, Haiti swears in a transitional governing council amid escalating gang violence. Get updates on the political situation, the resignation of Prime Minister Ariel Henry, and the ceremony held amid security concerns. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for April 26, 2024. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, the government of Guyana is reconsidering bids for the sale of the Ghana Marriott Hotel following the passing of the highest bidder, Rami Al-Batwari. Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdi disclosed that they might reassess bids or issue new requests for proposals. El-Batwari's company bid $90 million, with Integrated Group Ghana Incorporated offering the second highest bid at $86.1 million. If El-Batwari's bid is invalidated due to his passing, the government will consider the next highest bidder or even the possibility of retaining ownership of the hotel, ensuring a fair and transparent process. 6 bids were initially received, but all were rejected because the government deemed the hotel's value higher. The Marriott Hotel, built in 2011 amidst controversy, has proven highly profitable since its commissioning in 2015 and remains wholly owned by the government. On a different note, 40-year-old Orlando Roberts was handed a life sentence for the sexual assault of a 9-year-old girl in 2022 when he appeared at the Demerara High Court on Thursday, April 25th. Roberts appeared before Judge Sandal Kissoon and pleaded guilty to the charge. While condemning his actions as vile and horrific, the judge sentenced him to a maximum of 18 years in prison before he is eligible for parole. The court heard that in 2022, Roberts, who is known to the victim and her family, sexually assaulted the young girl while she lay asleep in her own home. Testimony from both the victim, who woke during the attack, and her younger sister, who witnessed the assault, played a crucial role in securing the conviction. During sentencing, Judge Kissoon underscored the gravity of the offense, asserting that sexual assault, especially against minors, is an unforgivable crime. He branded Roberts as a predator and reaffirmed the judiciary's unwavering commitment to combating such heinous acts. The judge pointed to the severity of the crime, handing down the maximum sentence of life imprisonment. Additionally, the court ordered Roberts to undergo rehabilitation programs for sex offenders and alcoholics during his incarceration. In other news, despite a notable increase in dengue cases during the early months of this year, Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, has reported a recent decline in infections. He attributed this positive trend to the country's intensified fogging efforts, resulting in a significant drop in dengue cases. Nevertheless, people who get sick with dengue may develop severe dengue, which can be deadly. People should watch out for warning signs and symptoms of dengue and seek immediate medical care if severe dengue is suspected. Symptoms can include severe abdominal pains, persistent vomiting, bleeding gums, vomiting blood, rapid bleeding, fatigue, and restlessness. Paracetamol can be taken to bring down fever and pain. However, one must avoid aspirin and ibuprofen. If the symptoms persist, visit your doctor or the nearest health center to get tested. Stick around when we return. Government relocates over 190 families from squatting areas, and Ghana Fire Service enhances data capabilities through partnership with Bureau Statistics.
This Mother's Day, celebrate in style and give mom the chance to win big. Simply top up with $1,000 or more for a chance to be one of 5 lucky winners of a brand new, fully stocked French door fridge with groceries worth over $550,000 each. One winner will be selected weekly from April 5th to May 9th. Start topping up today. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
TikToker followers, it's credit. And today, all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she papa buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. The government, through the Ministry of Housing, has successfully relocated over 190 families who were squatting in the Success Housing Scheme, East Coast Demerara, and along the riverbank on the east bank of Demerara. Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell announced the progress at the ministry's Dream Realize housing drive, highlighting achievements in addressing squatting issues. Since 2021, efforts have focused on relocating squatters in various areas like Herstelling, Farm, Covert and Garden, Prospect, Diamond Grove, and Friendship. Families have received new homes, improving their standard of living and providing stability. The government is committed to addressing squatting through targeted measures and does not recognize new squatting areas. Efforts include acquiring lands in Region 10 to regularize the settlements like Kamaka, Silver Hill, and West Watuka, aligning with the goal to deliver over 50,000 house lots by 2025. Moving on, the Bureau of Statistics and the Guyana Fire Service have joined forces to improve the Guyana Fire Service's data collection, storage, and use. They have signed a memorandum of understanding, and the Bureau will help the Ghana Fire Service with training and technical support. This includes teaching Ghana Fire Service staff how to analyze data better and providing them with tablets to help with data collection. The Bureau's involvement will not only streamline data management for the Ghana Fire Service, but also result in creation of practical data products that will benefit the public and the government. Chief Statistician Errol Lecruz from the Bureau expressed his enthusiasm for the opportunity to leverage data and statistics to enhance the Ghana Fire Services system. His dedication and expertise along with the Bureau will undoubtedly bring about significant improvements. The Ghana Fire Service's Chief Fire Officer Gregory Wickham acknowledged the need for statistical support, leading them to approach the Bureau. The agreement will help the Ghana Fire Service grow, and both agencies look forward to collaborating more. Don't go away after the break. UN forces leaving DR Congo, fears of vacuum as peacekeepers withdraw, and Palestine solidarity, second week of protests across U.S. campuses.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speed Test, recognizes Digicel as the network with the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Aishalton or in Etteringban, we got you covered.
Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Welcome to Fortune Investment Company, your #1 eco-friendly cleaning and janitorial company in Guyana. At Fortune Investment Company, we specialize in commercial and residential cleaning. Whether it's your home or office, our experienced team is detail-focused and take pride in providing excellent services to make your spaces sparkle. Restaurants and kitchen cleaning? Aren't you tired of hearing your chef complain? Keep your culinary spaces spotless and hygienic with our dedicated maintenance services. Floor scrubbing and polishing? Elevate the look of your home or business. Give your floors a new lease on life with our professional scrubbing and polishing. But that's not all. We also offer power washing and steam cleaning. Say goodbye to dirt and moss. Our power washing services will leave your surfaces looking brand new. Revitalize your carpets, mattresses, and chairs with our thorough steam cleaning services. When you want someone to clean your space with care and without the unhealthy chemicals, you want Fortune Investment Company. Call us now at 646-0405 or 689-7558 or 639-6365 or visit us at 3430 Jacksonville Housing Scheme, North Rumville to schedule your cleaning and janitorial services. Visit our business pages at Fortune Investment Company to learn more about our services and promotion. Fortune Investment Company, where cleanliness meets perfection, because a clean space is a happy space. And remember, we do the dirty works while you stay clean.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for doing surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets. outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton, and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Jamaica's police swiftly intervened in a clash at the St. Mary Taki High School, where 3 boys were injured in a fight. This incident marks the 5th school altercation addressed by police across the island in the past month. In Kingston, clashes between students of Mona and Claver High School led to a 2-day class suspension. The injured boys, aged 14 and 16, sustained minor injuries in the stabbing incident. Acting head of St. Mary Police urges parents to foster relationships with their children amidst escalating school violence. The teenagers involved were charged with wounding-related offenses, emphasizing the seriousness of such incidents. Haiti has sworn in a transitional governing council after months of gang violence, which forced Prime Minister Ariel Henry to resign. The ceremony was held at the Prime Minister's office rather than the presidential palace, as the police failed to gain control of the area around the compound. Al Jazeera's Manuel Rapallo reports.
In Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, a ceremony to swear in a new transitional presidential council was interrupted by the sounds of heavy gunfire on Thursday. Members of the new council vowed to rein in the gang-related violence that's pushed the country to the brink of social collapse in recent months.
In the face of this unprecedented crisis, the entire population has recognized the urgency and necessity of taking a firm grip on the situation to pull our country out of this spiral of despair and destruction.
Outside the walls of the ceremony, gang members armed with automatic weapons exchanged gunfire with police. Armed criminals roaming the streets freely, often overpowering the police, is a scene that's become all too common in the city. At least 2 people were killed during the fighting on Thursday. This woman says her son was caught in the crossfire and killed. She adds that there are no safe places left in the country.
He was selling water, he saw the police, he ran, he returned to the water van. He was shot in the leg, the police shot him many times in his stomach and back. I don't know what he did to deserve death. In the area where he grew up, everyone knew he was not a member of any gangs.
International observers have applauded the successful swearing-in of the Transitional Council, some calling it a turning point for a crisis that has left more than 2,500 people dead since the start of the year. One of the first orders of business of Haiti's new Transitional Council was to name an interim Prime Minister, Michel Patrick Boisvert, a former finance minister who has taken the place of Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who formalized his resignation earlier in the day.
The general interest should be at the center of all concerns and public decisions, and I invite all compatriots to work towards strengthening and consolidating what has been achieved to contribute to the recovery of our beloved Haiti.
Though Haitian gang leaders have promised to derail the efforts of the new transitional body, council members say plans are in motion for the deployment of an international security force, led by the government of Kenya, to help restore law and order in Haiti. Manuel Rapallo, Al Jazeera.
Internationally, UN peacekeepers have begun their departure from the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. The first bases have closed in South Kivu province, but there's fear about the government's ability to fill in the vacuum. Al Jazeera's Fareed Kar reports.
Drawing down a decades-long mission, Pakistani peacekeepers removed the UN flag and raised the Democratic Republic of the Congo colours. This UN base in Bukavu is one of 14 in South Kivu province, set to close by the end of April. The Eastern Congo peacekeeping mission, known as MONUSCO, is ending this year at the request of the government. The woman leading that mission made it clear what that means.
The primary responsibility for protection of civilians lies with the government of DRC. And this is where they have to turn in terms of demanding that their safety and security is taken care of by those who have the primary responsibility.
The UN's presence has become increasingly unpopular here in recent years. It's accused of failing to protect civilians from armed groups. But aid agencies and many locals worry the Congolese forces aren't ready to replace some 15,000 UN forces.
We are regretting this decision of the government at this particular moment, pushing MONUSCO to withdraw from the country. We know that they're supposed to leave one day, but to be honest, I don't think our government is ready to take sole responsibility in terms of security. It's not possible to believe that.
More than 1.5 million internally displaced people live in 9 camps across South Kivu province. Many have fled violence in neighbouring North Kivu, where the government has struggled to hold back advances by the M23 rebel group. But the government still insists it should be solely responsible for security.
Congo is rising, is taking its own responsibility. And I want to assure everybody here that Congo will take over, has taken its responsibility, and they will assume it responsibly as a government to provide the security and peace and also protection to its people.
Many people here in the eastern DRC will be happy to see UN forces leave, but the violence that's plagued the region for decades does not seem likely to end soon. Freddie Akar, Al Jazeera.
Finally, students and faculty members from the universities across the United States are continuing to protest in support of Palestine. They are demanding their universities cut financial ties with Israel and divest from companies they say enable the war in Gaza. More than 550 students have been arrested in the last week. Al Jazeera's John Hendren reports.
The standoff at universities across the United States has forced a national confrontation over U.S. policy on Israel and its war on Gaza. The national divide is reflected at the epicenter of the protest movement on New York's Columbia University campus. Israeli flags and Palestinian flags marking the conflict half a world away. Demonstrators say despite hundreds of arrests here and across the country and the university's calls for them to leave, they will remain in their encampment. They're demanding the university divest from investments with ties to Israel and its war on Gaza.
We are calling upon Columbia University to divest, disclose, and provide amnesty for all students and faculty disciplined in the movement for Palestinian liberation. Those are our central demands, and until those are met, we will not be going anywhere. We will continue to protest.
Muslim American Congresswoman Ilhan Omar voiced her support for the demonstrators inside their encampment on Thursday.
I mean, young people have always pushed our government to do better, whether it was through the civil rights movement, whether it's been to end the Vietnam War. And I think that they are on the right side of history in pushing our country to not stay complacent in the genocide that's taking place in Gaza.
A sea of new Israeli flags silently appeared this week meters from the student zone of occupation that has drawn the eyes of the world, where a lone counter-protester condemned the demonstration.
This aid has to stop! Jewish and Israeli students are not here to ask for your pity, but as leaders, to stand against a radical flame of hate and racism. This is a tipping point in history.
The protests and tent encampments have spread from coast to coast, from New York to suburban Chicago's Northwestern University, to Harvard in Cambridge, Massachusetts, to the University of New Mexico, and dozens of campuses in between. Students at Columbia University have started a national conversation. Whatever happens here or at other campuses, those protests can get shut down in one place, but that conversation has spread to campuses across the U.S., and they say there's no stopping that.
Not another nickel! Not another dime!
As the clock ticks down to the final weeks of classes, universities across the U.S. are deciding whether to hold graduation ceremonies punctuated by encamped protesters' calls for justice. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, New York.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's Safety V2 Headline News for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We will be off for the weekend, but you can tune in on Monday at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other, and do have a wonderful weekend.